Today, I stand before you to address a topic that, at first glance, might seem a little unconventional: a woman with no friends or a very small circle. We often hear the phrase "surrounded by friends" in today's society. There is a prevailing belief that a fulfilling life is characterized by an abundance of friends, a wide network of social connections, and a constant stream of social engagements. The notion of having a large circle of friends is often associated with popularity, success, and happiness. However, this conventional view overlooks a crucial element of human connection: the quality of relationships. For some, having a small circle of close friends, or in some cases no friends at all, can be far more meaningful and fulfilling than having a broad social network. The key point to consider is that when it comes to friendship, quality is far more important than quantity. A woman who prefers to have only a few deep, authentic friendships, or none at all, is often making a deliberate choice to value the substance of her relationships over the superficiality that can come with a large social circle. The idea of prioritizing quality over quantity in relationships is not about rejecting the concept of friendship altogether, but about recognizing that not all friendships are created equal. While it is true that humans are inherently social creatures who thrive in the company of others, there are certain individuals who find that their energy and emotional well-being are better nurtured by a select few rather than by a crowd. These individuals often understand that true friendship goes beyond casual acquaintances and party invitations. It is about emotional support, shared values, mutual respect, and a deep sense of understanding between people. A woman with a small circle of friends, or none at all, may be far more selective in the relationships she cultivates, choosing to invest her time and energy in people who truly enrich her life. One of the most important aspects of quality friendships is the depth of connection that exists between individuals. When a person has a large group of friends, there is often a tendency for those relationships to remain at a surface level, with everyone spread thin across numerous social engagements and commitments. In contrast, a smaller circle allows for more time and attention to be given to the bonds that truly matter. With fewer people in her life, a woman can develop stronger, more intimate relationships where trust and mutual respect are built over time. She may find that she is able to open up more to her close friends, share her vulnerabilities, and receive the kind of emotional support that truly makes a difference in her life. In addition, a woman with a small circle of friends is likely to experience a greater sense of loyalty and trust from those few individuals. In larger social groups, it is easy for misunderstandings, jealousy, or competition to arise, which can weaken the strength of the relationships. But in a small group of friends, the dynamics are often more stable, with a clearer sense of mutual care and commitment. Such friendships are typically built on a foundation of shared experiences, common values, and a deep understanding of one another's needs. The fewer the people involved, the easier it is to maintain the integrity and depth of those relationships. Furthermore, a woman who values quality over quantity in her friendships often has a heightened sense of self-awareness. She is likely to be more discerning about who she allows into her life, recognizing that not everyone is deserving of her time, energy, or trust. In doing so, she protects herself from the emotional toll that can come with trying to maintain multiple superficial relationships. This self-awareness allows her to focus on what truly matters: personal growth, emotional fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. She is not pressured by societal expectations of socializing or having a large network. Instead, she understands that her well-being is not contingent on the number of friends she has, but on the quality of the connections she cultivates. In conclusion, a woman with a small circle of friends, or none at all, is not necessarily lacking in social connections, nor is her life less fulfilling. On the contrary, she may be making a conscious decision to prioritize meaningful, genuine relationships over the fleeting connections that often come with a larger social circle. Her focus on quality over quantity allows her to build deeper, more trusting bonds with the people who truly matter to her. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of popularity and social status, choosing to value the substance of relationships is an empowering and fulfilling decision. It serves as a reminder that true friendship is not defined by how many people we know, but by the depth and authenticity of the connections we nurture. Solitude, often viewed as a state of isolation or loneliness, can actually be an empowering choice for many individuals, particularly those who find strength in their independence and self-reliance. For a woman with no friends or a very small circle, solitude can become a space for personal growth, introspection, and clarity, rather than something to be feared or avoided. Embracing time alone allows her to reflect on her own thoughts, aspirations, and values without the distractions or influences of others. This period of solitude is not a reflection of loneliness, but an opportunity to reconnect with oneself, fostering a deeper understanding of one's identity and purpose. In solitude, a woman has the freedom to engage in self-reflection without external judgment or societal pressure. It is a time when she can explore her thoughts freely, unburdened by the expectations or opinions of others. This can lead to greater self-awareness and emotional clarity, allowing her to recognize her own desires, strengths, and areas for improvement. Many people, particularly those who thrive in social environments, rarely have the chance to sit with their own thoughts without the constant noise of interactions. But for someone who embraces solitude, this quiet space offers invaluable insight. In this way, solitude becomes a tool for self-discovery and personal growth. Moreover, solitude can be a fertile ground for cultivating one's passions, creativity, and interests. Without the demands of maintaining numerous friendships or participating in social events, a woman with few or no friends can dedicate more time to personal pursuits. Whether it's reading, writing, painting, or any other creative endeavor, solitude provides the space to explore these passions without interruption. This ability to immerse oneself in a chosen activity or interest without the pressure of social obligations can lead to personal fulfillment and a deep sense of accomplishment. Over time, this cultivated self-expression can lead to new ways of thinking, new skills, and even new avenues for personal or professional growth. In addition to fostering creativity, solitude also allows for a greater focus on personal goals. A woman with no friends or a small circle may have fewer distractions, enabling her to dedicate her time and energy to achieving what she truly values. Whether it's advancing in her career, mastering a new skill, or prioritizing her health and well-being, solitude can provide the mental clarity and focus required to achieve these goals. She is not weighed down by social obligations or the energy required to navigate complex social dynamics. Instead, she can approach her ambitions with a singular sense of purpose and determination, carving out a path that is true to herself and her values. Furthermore, solitude offers a sense of independence that can be deeply empowering. In a world where the value of relationships and social networks is often overemphasized, a woman who thrives in solitude demonstrates a powerful ability to stand alone. She is not reliant on others for validation, affirmation, or emotional support, but instead draws strength from her own resources. This self-sufficiency cultivates resilience as she learns to navigate challenges on her own terms. The independence that comes from embracing solitude also allows her to make decisions based on her own desires and needs, rather than being swayed by the expectations or opinions of those around her. This autonomy can lead to a sense of freedom and empowerment that is invaluable in a world that often encourages dependence on others. It is important to note that while solitude can be a source of empowerment, it is not necessarily about avoiding relationships altogether. Rather, it is about finding balance and understanding the value of being at peace with oneself. Solitude allows a woman to recharge and reconnect with her inner self, so that when she does choose to engage with others, she can do so from a place of strength and clarity. It is not a rejection of companionship, but rather an acknowledgement of the importance of self-nourishment in maintaining healthy relationships. Solitude can be a powerful and empowering experience for a woman with no friends or a very small circle. Rather than being a sign of isolation, it is an opportunity for self-reflection, personal growth, and creative exploration. By embracing solitude, she can gain a deeper understanding of herself, pursue her passions, and focus on her personal goals with a sense of independence and resilience. Ultimately, solitude is not about being alone. It is about finding strength in that aloneness and using it as a tool for empowerment and fulfillment. In a world that often glorifies social interaction and the number of connections one has, the choice to embrace solitude can be a profound and transformative decision. A woman with no friends or a very small circle may not simply be disconnected from others, but rather may be highly selective about the relationships she cultivates. In a world that often promotes the idea of socializing for the sake of fitting in, the value of being discerning in one's friendships is often underestimated. By carefully choosing those she allows into her life, A woman with a small circle demonstrates emotional intelligence and a deep understanding of her own needs and values. Selectivity in relationships is not about being aloof or unwilling to connect, but about recognizing that not all relationships are equally enriching or meaningful. The few people she chooses to bring into her life are those who genuinely align with her values, support her well-being, and contribute to her personal growth. Being selective in friendships requires a level of emotional maturity and self-awareness. It involves understanding what kind of people resonate with you, what values you hold dear, and what types of behaviors or attitudes are conducive to a healthy, supportive friendship. A woman who carefully selects her friends is less likely to engage in toxic or draining relationships. She does not feel the pressure to befriend people simply out of obligation, societal expectations, or a desire for external validation. Instead, she seeks out people who offer mutual respect, trust, and emotional support. This selectivity allows her to build a smaller, but more cohesive circle of friends who genuinely contribute to her life, rather than simply filling space. This thoughtful approach to relationships can also prevent the exhaustion and disappointment that often accompany larger social circles. In large groups, it's easy to fall into the trap of superficial friendships that are based on convenience or proximity, rather than genuine connection. The effort required to maintain many acquaintances can sometimes outweigh the benefits, leaving individuals feeling drained or unfulfilled. A woman with a small circle, on the other hand, is likely to find that her friendships are more balanced and authentic. She has the time and emotional energy to nurture these relationships, creating deeper, more meaningful bonds. These close friends become a source of genuine comfort and support, rather than merely people with whom she exchanges pleasantries or engages in casual conversation. Furthermore, selectivity in friendships can lead to greater emotional security. When a woman chooses her friends carefully, she is more likely to be surrounded by people who genuinely understand her, accept her flaws, and celebrate her successes. These friendships are built on a foundation of trust, and as a result, they are more resilient to misunderstandings, conflicts, or changes. The fewer the people, the easier it is to maintain the integrity of these bonds, ensuring that they remain strong and reliable over time. In contrast, in a larger group, trust can be more fragile, and it becomes harder to foster genuine intimacy or emotional safety. The smaller circle allows her to create a sense of security where she feels seen, heard, and appreciated for who she truly is. Additionally, a woman with a selective approach to friendships often values quality communication over quantity. In a world that can sometimes prioritize instant gratification, social media interactions, and frequent but shallow conversations, she prefers to engage in meaningful discussions that allow for a deeper understanding of each other. Rather than trying to keep up with a multitude of friends and acquaintances, she focuses on a few key relationships where the exchanges are meaningful and contribute to mutual growth. These are the kinds of friendships that allow for open and honest dialogue, offering a safe space to share emotions, ideas, and aspirations. It's in these spaces that true connection is formed, providing a sense of belonging and understanding that goes beyond mere socialization. Finally, selectivity in friendships provides a sense of empowerment and autonomy. A woman who is discerning in choosing her social circle is not swayed by societal pressures or the fear of being alone. She knows that it is better to have a few trustworthy friends than to be surrounded by many people who don't truly understand or appreciate her. This level of independence fosters confidence, as she is comfortable with her choices and does not feel the need to seek external validation. She values herself enough to choose relationships that are aligned with her sense of self, her goals, and her values. In doing so, she creates an environment where she can thrive emotionally, intellectually, and personally. In conclusion, selectivity in friendships is an empowering choice that reflects a deep understanding of one's own needs and values. A woman with no friends or a small circle is often someone who recognizes the importance of building authentic, meaningful relationships rather than settling for superficial connections. Through careful selection, she is able to surround herself with people who truly support and nurture her, contributing to her personal growth, emotional security, and overall well-being. The fewer the people in her circle, the more intentional and fulfilling her relationships become, allowing her to experience the richness of connection that comes from choosing quality over quantity. The power of trust and intimacy within a small circle of friends cannot be overstated. For a woman with no friends or a very small circle, relationships are often characterized by deeper, more authentic connections. While large social circles can sometimes breed shallow or transactional interactions, a small group of trusted individuals allows for the creation of bonds that are rooted in mutual respect, shared experiences, and genuine understanding. In a world where it is easy to be surrounded by acquaintances but difficult to find true emotional intimacy, the strength of a small circle lies in its ability to foster trust, loyalty, and a sense of safety that larger groups simply cannot provide. Trust is the foundation upon which any meaningful relationship is built. In a smaller circle, the intimacy of the relationships encourages an environment where trust can flourish. Each individual feels secure in sharing their vulnerabilities, fears, dreams, and aspirations without the fear of judgment or betrayal. The fewer people involved, the more space there is for honest and open communication. In this type of environment, a woman can feel that she is truly understood, rather than being just another face in the crowd. This sense of emotional security is invaluable, as it enables her to explore her deeper self, express her thoughts and emotions, and seek guidance or support without hesitation. The relationships within her small circle are not built on the superficial pleasantries that often characterize larger groups, but rather on a foundation of emotional honesty and trust. Moreover, trust within a small circle often leads to greater loyalty and support. The fewer the people in the group, the stronger the sense of commitment and devotion to one another's well-being. These relationships are characterized by a sense of mutual accountability and responsibility. Each person feels a duty to look out for the others, offering help and support when needed, whether it's during moments of personal crisis or times of celebration. In a larger group, where people are less emotionally invested in each other, loyalty can be more fragile, and the sense of mutual care can be diluted. But in a small circle, loyalty runs deep, and the bonds of friendship become more resilient, even in the face of challenges. This loyalty provides a strong emotional anchor, allowing the woman to weather life's ups and downs with a sense of stability and confidence. Another important aspect of trust and intimacy in a small circle is the ability to share and maintain personal boundaries. A woman with few friends can communicate her needs more clearly, and her friends are likely to respect these boundaries because of the strong sense of mutual understanding that exists within the group. In larger social circles, it can be difficult to establish and maintain personal boundaries because of the sheer number of people involved, each with their own needs and expectations. But in a smaller group, where relationships are built on respect and emotional safety, boundaries are more easily communicated and upheld. This creates a space where each individual can feel valued and respected for who they are, rather than feeling pressured to meet the expectations of a larger, less intimate group. The depth of intimacy within a small circle also allows for the development of more meaningful shared experiences. Because there are fewer people to accommodate, there is often more time and energy to invest in creating memories and building shared understanding. These shared experiences, whether they are personal milestones, vacations, or quiet moments of connection, serve to further strengthen the bond between individuals. These moments become treasured memories that define the friendship, creating a deeper sense of connection that transcends the superficial nature of many larger social interactions. In contrast, larger groups can sometimes lead to diluted experiences, where the focus shifts from creating lasting memories to maintaining appearances, or participating in social rituals for the sake of fitting in. Lastly, the ability to maintain such intimate, trusting relationships in a small circle also allows for growth and personal development. In these close-knit friendships, individuals challenge each other to be better, to grow in ways that are meaningful to them, and to achieve their goals. There is no competition or pretense, just a genuine desire to see one another succeed and thrive. This nurturing environment provides a strong foundation for both emotional and personal growth, allowing each person to flourish in their own way. With trust and intimacy as cornerstones, these friendships create a space where it is safe to evolve and change, knowing that the support of the small circle will be there every step of the way. Trust and intimacy are the cornerstones of any meaningful friendship, and they are particularly magnified within a small circle. A woman with no friends or a very small circle often enjoys the benefits of relationships built on mutual trust, loyalty, and a deep understanding of one another's needs. These close friendships provide emotional security, foster personal growth, and offer unwavering support, creating a sense of belonging that is often missing in larger social circles. The power of intimacy in a small circle lies in its ability to offer a safe and nurturing space where individuals can connect on a deeper level, share their vulnerabilities, and experience the true meaning of friendship. In a world that often values quantity over quality, the richness of trust and intimacy in a small group is a powerful reminder of what it means to build authentic, life-affirming relationships. In a world where social networks and online presence often dictate how relationships are perceived, a woman with no friends or a very small circle may consciously or unconsciously avoid the pressure of maintaining numerous superficial connections. Social norms frequently emphasize the importance of having a wide range of friends and acquaintances as a measure of popularity or success. The idea of keeping up with the Joneses extends into social lives, where maintaining an extensive social calendar and appearing socially active is seen as an indicator of fulfillment. However, this drive for widespread social interaction can sometimes create an environment where relationships are more about appearances and less about genuine connection. A woman who values quality over quantity can avoid the exhaustion that comes with engaging in multiple shallow connections and instead focus on the relationships that truly matter. By doing so, she fosters a more fulfilling and authentic social life. When someone is pressured to maintain many friendships, the focus can shift from developing deep, meaningful relationships to merely participating in social activities or fulfilling social obligations. The effort to keep up with multiple friendships or networks can be emotionally draining, leading to relationships that are often transactional rather than based on mutual respect and understanding. A woman with a small circle is able to avoid this emotional fatigue by choosing to engage only with those people who truly enrich her life, rather than stretching herself thin across numerous acquaintances. Without the constant need to attend social gatherings or keep up appearances, she can devote more time to nurturing the relationships that bring her the most value, both emotionally and intellectually. This approach allows her to invest in friendships that support her mental and emotional well-being, leading to a more fulfilling social life. Furthermore, avoiding superficial connections means that a woman is free from the dynamics that often occur in larger social circles where competition, gossip, or the pressure to conform can create tension or negativity. In a small circle of friends, there is often less room for unhealthy competition or jealousy to take root. The relationships are more likely to be based on a sense of mutual support and appreciation rather than rivalry or comparison. In larger groups, people may feel the need to compete for attention, resources, or recognition, which can lead to strained relationships and misunderstandings. By avoiding these larger, superficial networks, a woman is able to protect herself from the stress and emotional toll that can come with navigating complex social dynamics. She can instead focus on cultivating authentic relationships that are free from these pressures, allowing for more positive and supportive interactions. Another key aspect of avoiding superficial connections is the freedom it offers to pursue personal growth without being influenced by external expectations. Social media, for example, often creates an illusion of constant social interaction where the number of friends or followers is seen as a measure of success. This can cause individuals to focus on cultivating relationships for the sake of validation rather than for genuine connection. A woman with a small circle can resist this temptation, choosing instead to focus on self-improvement, personal goals, and individual passions. By not being tied to the constant pursuit of social approval or external validation, she can cultivate a sense of self-worth that is grounded in her own values and achievements, rather than in the number of people she interacts with. This autonomy allows for a more meaningful and fulfilling life, as she is able to pursue her goals without being weighed down by the distractions of maintaining a vast social network. Additionally, by avoiding superficial relationships, a woman is able to create a deeper sense of authenticity in her social life. In larger social circles, individuals may often feel the need to present a curated version of themselves, conforming to societal expectations or the preferences of the group. However, in a smaller, more intimate circle, there is greater freedom to express one's true self. The relationships in such a circle are less about performing a role or meeting certain standards, and more about being authentic and vulnerable. This creates an environment where individuals can feel comfortable showing up as they truly are, without the fear of judgment or rejection. The bonds that form in this environment are built on acceptance and understanding, which fosters a stronger sense of connection and trust. In avoiding superficial connections allows a woman with no friends or a small circle to focus on relationships that are genuinely enriching and supportive. It enables her to avoid the emotional exhaustion and stress that come with maintaining numerous shallow relationships and instead devote her energy to cultivating meaningful connections with people who truly matter. By opting for quality over quantity, she can protect herself from the negative dynamics that often accompany larger social groups, such as competition or gossip. Moreover, she gains the freedom to pursue personal growth and authenticity without being influenced by external expectations or the pressure to conform. Ultimately, the decision to avoid superficial connections results in a more fulfilling and rewarding social life, where relationships are based on genuine care, mutual respect, and shared values. It serves as a powerful reminder that true social fulfillment does not come from the number of people we know, but from the depth and authenticity of the connections we choose to nurture. For a woman with no friends or a very small circle, the idea of self-sufficiency is often more than just a necessity. It becomes a source of empowerment and personal strength. In a society where the importance of networking and maintaining a large social circle is often emphasized, choosing to live with a limited number of close friends can be a deliberate and empowering decision. The act of relying on oneself for emotional, mental, and even physical needs fosters independence and a deep sense of self-reliance. This independence does not equate to loneliness or isolation, but rather it represents a powerful understanding of one's own worth and capabilities. It involves a level of self-assurance that allows a woman to navigate life on her terms, without constantly needing validation or support from a wide network of people. The ability to function independently is a skill that is often undervalued, particularly in a world that prioritizes social relationships. The woman with a small circle of friends has learned to be resourceful, emotionally resilient, and capable of handling challenges on her own. She understands that her happiness, confidence, and well-being do not depend on the validation or approval of others. In fact, her contentment is derived from within, through a sense of inner strength that comes from having learned how to depend on herself. While it is true that healthy relationships can provide comfort and support, the ability to be self-sufficient allows her to take full responsibility for her own emotional state. She is able to create her own happiness, build her own sense of purpose, and find fulfillment in her own pursuits without needing external reinforcement. Self-sufficiency also fosters emotional resilience. Life inevitably brings challenges, whether they are personal, professional, or emotional. The woman with a small circle has often developed a strong internal foundation that allows her to face these challenges with confidence. Because she is accustomed to navigating life on her own, she learns to problem solve, make decisions, and cope with adversity without immediately seeking help or reassurance from others. This resilience does not mean that she rejects the support of friends or family when needed. Rather, it means that she has cultivated the ability to handle difficulties independently and to rely on her own inner resources first. She understands that emotional strength is built through experience and self-awareness, and that by leaning into her own ability to cope, she is better equipped to handle whatever comes her way. Furthermore, self-sufficiency in relationships means that a woman can engage with others from a place of strength rather than neediness. Many people enter relationships, whether romantic or platonic, with the hope of filling an emotional void or seeking validation. However, a woman who has cultivated independence is not reliant on others for her sense of worth. She is able to offer her love and support to those she cares about without expecting anything in return. This allows her to form healthier, more balanced relationships where both parties can give and receive freely without the burden of unmet expectations or dependency. Her self-sufficiency enables her to approach relationships with an open heart, knowing that she is not seeking to complete herself through others, but rather to complement her already fulfilling life. The ability to be self-sufficient also provides her with the freedom to make decisions that are in line with her personal values, rather than being influenced by the opinions or expectations of others. In a larger social network, there is often pressure to conform or to meet the expectations of the group. For a woman with a smaller circle, however, this external pressure is minimized. She has the freedom to chart her own path, pursue her own interests, and make choices that align with her personal goals and beliefs. This autonomy is a powerful tool, as it allows her to live authentically and pursue the life she envisions for herself, without being swayed by the desires or demands of others. Moreover, self-sufficiency fosters a sense of peace and contentment. When a woman is able to navigate life without constantly relying on others for emotional validation or social support, she can enjoy the quiet moments of solitude. These moments offer opportunities for reflection, creativity, and self-discovery, which can lead to a greater sense of purpose and satisfaction. She has the space to explore her own thoughts, engage in personal growth, and find joy in her own company. This sense of inner peace becomes a source of strength, as it allows her to be at ease with herself and to face the world from a place of inner harmony. Self-sufficiency is a key aspect of living a fulfilled and empowered life for a woman with no friends or a small circle. Rather than seeing independence as a form of isolation or loneliness, it becomes a means of building emotional resilience, fostering personal growth, and finding fulfillment in one's own pursuits. The ability to rely on oneself for emotional support, decision-making, and life satisfaction fosters a sense of empowerment that allows a woman to navigate life with confidence and strength. Her self-sufficiency enables her to engage in relationships from a place of completeness rather than need, and to make choices that align with her personal values and goals. Ultimately, self-sufficiency is a source of freedom, peace, and fulfillment, allowing her to live authentically and embrace the full potential of her life. A woman with no friends or a very small circle often finds peace and contentment in solitude. While many may view solitude as a form of loneliness, for her it is a time of personal reflection, growth, and clarity. In a world that constantly promotes the idea of being surrounded by people and engaging in social activities to feel fulfilled, the concept of solitude can sometimes be misinterpreted. However, solitude is not synonymous with isolation. Rather, it is a space where an individual can reconnect with themselves, recharge emotionally, and gain a deeper understanding of their thoughts, desires, and goals. For a woman with a small circle of friends, solitude becomes a tool for self-discovery and self-care, allowing her to nurture her well-being from within. The time spent alone offers her an opportunity to reflect on her life, her choices, and the relationships she maintains. In the absence of constant social noise, she is able to tune into her own inner voice and listen to what truly matters to her. Solitude allows her to process emotions, examine past experiences, and gain insights that may have been clouded by the busyness of daily life. Without the distraction of social obligations or external influences, she can assess her needs, desires, and goals, making intentional decisions that align with her true self. This reflective space helps her prioritize what brings her peace and joy, ultimately guiding her in the direction of personal fulfillment and growth. In addition to self-reflection, solitude offers her the freedom to engage in activities that nourish her soul. Whether it is reading, writing, painting, hiking, or simply being in nature, solitude creates an environment where she can immerse herself in pursuits that bring her happiness and inner peace. These moments of solitude allow her to explore her creative side, develop new skills, and deepen her passions without the pressure of external expectations. It is a time for her to nurture her own interests and talents, which in turn enhances her sense of self-worth and accomplishment. By spending time alone, she is not only rejuvenating her energy, but also building a stronger sense of identity, independent of the opinions or validation of others. Furthermore, solitude provides her with the space to practice mindfulness and self-care. In the quiet of her own company, she can engage in practices such as meditation, yoga, or journaling that help her ground herself and reconnect with her body and mind. These practices promote emotional well-being, reduce stress, and cultivate a sense of balance and harmony. Solitude becomes a form of self-care, where she can recharge emotionally, mentally, and physically, ensuring that she remains in a healthy and stable state. By taking the time to nurture herself, she is better equipped to handle the challenges of life and maintain a sense of inner calm, even in the face of external pressures. Solitude also fosters emotional independence. When surrounded by others, especially in larger social circles, it can be easy to become emotionally dependent on the validation and approval of others. A woman with a small circle or no friends has learned to find validation from within rather than seeking it from external sources. In solitude, she can cultivate self-compassion, practice positive self-talk, and build a strong sense of emotional resilience. She becomes less reliant on the opinions of others to define her sense of worth, as she has developed the ability to find confidence and self-assurance within herself. This emotional independence allows her to navigate the world with a sense of strength and clarity, as she is not swayed by the judgments or expectations of others. Moreover, solitude offers a unique opportunity to embrace freedom and autonomy. Without the need to constantly meet the needs or expectations of others, she is free to live life on her own terms. She has the flexibility to make decisions based on her own desires and goals without feeling obligated to conform to societal norms or the demands of a large social network. This sense of freedom is liberating, as it allows her to explore new opportunities, take risks, and create a life that is truly hers. Solitude becomes a space where she can carve out her own path, unburdened by the need to please others or fit into predefined roles. In addition to these personal benefits, solitude also strengthens her relationships with others. By spending time alone and fostering emotional independence, she becomes more self-aware and in touch with her own needs and desires. This self-awareness allows her to engage in relationships with greater clarity and intention, as she is no longer looking to others for validation or fulfillment. She is able to connect with others from a place of authenticity, knowing that her sense of self-worth does not depend on their approval. As a result, her relationships are likely to be more meaningful, respectful, and balanced, as she is able to give freely without expecting anything in return. Solitude is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather embraced as a source of personal growth, reflection, and emotional well-being. For a woman with no friends or a small circle, solitude provides the space to recharge, engage in self-care, and explore her true desires and aspirations. It offers an opportunity to reflect on her life, nurture her passions, and develop a strong sense of self-reliance and emotional independence. Through solitude, she gains the clarity and confidence needed to navigate the world with authenticity, free from the pressure to conform to societal expectations. Ultimately, solitude becomes a tool for empowerment, allowing her to live a life that is deeply fulfilling, meaningful, and true to herself.